Hello, hello. I'm very curious. Is it working or not? Let's see how it will work. Yeah, by the way, if you're already watching this video, I'm letting you know that the delay before I'm telling you and you can see the picture or hear my voice, it passed like 7 or 8 seconds. So it's not a big delay, but there is it. Oh, okay, I see. First, hello. Nice. I think traditionally we maybe should wait a couple minutes to wait other viewers. Let's see. Let's test how that work. Okay, I see it well. Nice. Nice. I see that the quality of the connection is perfect. Nice. When I tested it yesterday, it was most of the time only a good quality of the connection. Let's see. I hope at least you are able to watch me in the full HD resolution, because I'm going to show this interface, and of course it's very important to have the ability to read what is the name on the screen, because all these texts are relatively small. But okay. Oh, I see first warning. That's the bitrate of the video. It's lower than recommended. Okay. Maybe not everything will be perfect. Yeah, now the connection is just a good one. Okay, let's see. Already 2 minutes are passed, and I don't see the growing numbers of visitors of this translation. Yeah, this stream. And yeah, okay. Then, hey, hello. That's so nice to see your messages in the chat. That's cool. Okay. Anyway, I think that most of the people will watch it in the as a recorded video. So let me start from now. So first of all, I don't know, do I need to introduce myself? Maybe I have to. Okay, so my name is Dmitry Dudin. I was working as a VizArtist graphics developer for 15 years, and for now I'm working as a web developer, but I'm still participating in some VizArtist projects, and yeah, so I'm still stick to the technology that VizArtist provides, and I'm excited to be able to share my knowledge, share the experience that I had on the multiple TV channels that I worked on. So also what I would like to show you, if you want to see what I did, then you can visit my website, dudin.tv. So here you can see the scripts that I'm sharing, of course for free, and you can watch these links. Some of them can be pretty helpful for you. I guess Viz University is the most famous one, but it's still good to know that there is not only Viz University is available here, but also you can, yeah, check something else oh yeah, and by the way, I forgot completely to add the new not to add a new link, but actually get back the link for the forum. Yeah. If you don't know, it's a good moment to get acquainted with this VizArtist forum. So if you have any questions, most of the time it's best to ask it maybe in two places, in Facebook group and here in the forum. At the same time, I would recommend you to visit this website just because this forum still have a lot of messages from many years of working this forum. Of course, it wasn't looking like that, but yeah, at least the content it worth to read and worth to use this search. So if you want to, but I'm not sure what about the registering right now. Yeah, looks like it's possible to register it for free. Basically, before that, it wasn't possible to register directly. You had to ask some representatives of VizArtist in your country to approve that you are a real person. But okay, so just I'm letting you know that it's possible to watch. Okay, and the next one is of course Viz University, and today I'm going to speak about transition logic. And if you want to know some basics of this transition logic, I really recommend you to have an account here and get through this course. So I really appreciate Evan Norman that he made this course, and that actually it allows you to get into the main, just to understand the main logic, how does work transition logic in general as a like core functionality of VizArtist. So okay, so today I'm not going to completely repeat all this course, of course, because as you see, there are a lot of lessons, and it can take like several hours to grasp all these ideas. And for today, I'm going to be more focusing on more practical side of using transition logic. And for that, I'm not going to make something complex, because otherwise it will take hours, many hours to make these graphics. I'm just going to make one or maybe two set of transition logic scenes, and I will see what kind of questions you will have, and maybe in the real interaction it will be more interesting than just I'm recording the video for the future viewers. Oh, I see the message from Evan. Nice to see you in the comments. Yeah, so cool. Thank you. I've just mentioned you. That's I really appreciate that you made a very, very great course about the transition logic. Yeah, when I started to work with that, oh my God, it was dark times. There were not so much informations. Specifically, I am speaking about the 2007. So that's the year when I started to work with VizArtist, and for that time we started to use VizArtist version 2.8, and yeah, there were no scripting at all. So it was a bit disappointing to me, but in the end, yeah, when VizArtist introduced scripting in the 3.0 version, oh my God, it was groundbreaking. Like I did many things thanks to this scripting. Hey, nice to see all of you. Yes, I see that's the I'm getting more guests on my stream. So nice to see you all. And I'm not see you, but I understand that you are somewhere and you are watching this video. Yeah, thank you. So what else I should mention? That I'm also not going to mention in this video how to deal with some basic stuff in VizArtist, because I'm going to to have not so long video, maybe 1.5 hour for today. And I hope that you are able to watch tutorials on the official Viz University web portal. And so yeah, I can be more focusing on some practical things. Okay, and maybe last disclaimer that I have to mention. I'm not a master of transition logic because of the simple reason. Most of the time I use my own transition system, and there were the reason to have it because in the very beginning I wasn't able to learn transition logic so deeply as as you are able to do this right now with this Viz University course and some tutorials we made. And for that time, of course, I wanted to find my own solution to provide very complex system of lower thirds that it wasn't possible to put inside the transition logic. So, and I built up this system for many years. Maybe first kind of good version of that script I made in 5 years, and you know, it became pretty famous across the TV channels where I was working for. And actually I'm still working with this system for transitioning. And but in the end I came to the idea that the transition logic is also fine just because it solves the problems people have. And if you don't have any experience in scripting, if you don't want to spend too much time to build up the transition system, then transition logic it's a perfect solution for you, especially if you want to stick to the standard technologies that VizArtist provides. And I also can recommend you to use transition logic in situations when you don't have any complex scenarios of using elements. Of course, you can come up with some ideas how to connect transition logic with some scripts. Maybe you can find some other solutions in between. But in the end, the transition logic is a standard technology, and all applications that VizArtist provides, all of them are supporting transition logic just out of the box. And if you use transition logic, then the life will be much easier for you. So first of all, before getting to something more very complex, I would love to recommend you to use transition logic until you stuck with some maybe very complex situation. But usually people who stuck with the transition logic, they already mature enough to start using scripts and just to be able to find some very custom solution for that. Okay, and also I need to have some kind of agreement about the naming, because I noticed that different people, different companies, different TV channels call some transition logic elements differently. For example, as you know, there is a main scene and there is also control scenes like that. So different people call them differently. For example, master scene can be called as a main, as a background. So I think that that it's okay to use all this naming, but it's good to know that there is can be some mistake about the naming. So I'm going to use different synonyms for background scene, main scene, master scene. And also for the live scene, I am going to use sometimes different naming, like a control scene or object scene. So, okay, I think that's we are good to go. And I would like to start from making just a very simple transition logic scene. And okay, I'm switching the camera. Okay, nice. It is working. Nice. Okay, so as far as you know, we need to have one master scene which has to contain transitioning between states, and as a basic one, as a basic transition system, we can have just one master scene and one control scene. That will be enough to play with this and start working on the scene for real production. Okay, so first of all, as I told you that I'm going to be more practical, and if we're speaking about the practical things, then I need to highlight the approach that I use for my work, because this is actually helping me to don't overload my mind during my work. For example, what I mean, if I'm going to use if I'm going to name a scene, I always use the same format of naming. For example, for my own, I use camel case. So that means the first letter is the big one, and the rest are just small, lowercase. And of course, you can choose your own approach. For example, you can use only lowercase and use it everywhere. Why it's important? I think it's important because you don't need to remember how did you name this scene, and maybe it's weird to highlight this issue, but I had some experience with teaching people how to work with VizArtist, and I saw multiple times when people just use different style of naming, and every time they waste their time, waste their efforts to get to know that, just to remember what's the naming was for this scene. So in this case, I'm going to use my approach. So I'm just using a camel case. You can choose whatever you want. So, and for this scene, I need to create two containers. Traditionally, I call the very top container as an object. I think for now it's absolutely not needed, but it's a like inheritance in my mind, because in old version of VizArtist, it was very important to keep the main object, the main container in the scene named as an object. Maybe if you're still working with very old version of VizArtist, then maybe it's still important for you. So okay, that's just good habit to name the main container as an object. Okay, this one I'm going to call as something simple. Let me use the name like a slide, because I'm going to make a transition logic scene where we are going to make a slideshow when you can play one picture after another picture and just have a nice transition effect between them. Okay, so as you can notice here, I also use here the same way of naming. In order to save my time, I don't use camel case in this case, because yeah, I would love to use a bit different casing here, but also I prefer to use the same case format for naming all these containers. And in general, don't forget to name these containers. It's always better than don't name it at all. Otherwise, you will spend a lot of time afterwards. Okay, so in order to make a virtual toggle layer, transition logic layer, I need to add a toggle plugin. So this is the core function, the core plugin for all this system, of course. I think that you already know it. And just imagine if I'm starting working from scratch, and only one thing I remember here, that I need to create default keyframes. Otherwise, it won't work. So I'm clicking this button, and yeah, I've noticed that there is some error is appeared. Okay, so I can now just follow the explanation of the error. So the plugin expects that the director with the slide name should exist. Okay, let's make it. Yeah, you see these directors are already exists, but not the main one. So as you see, that's Transition Logic plugin expects the director with the exact name as you used in the container where you put this plugin. So it's very important to keep the same naming here. Okay, so next one. I'm trying to create default keyframes again, and now I see other issues. Okay, no stop points defined. That's also nice. That's all. Actually, I'm pretty happy that I can see these messages because, yeah, in the beginning, it's very important to understand what's going on and what I'm doing wrong. It would be nice, of course, to have these buttons be more available or more visible. That this is the main button that you have to know when you start working with the toggle plugin. Oh, of course, I'm not mentioning right now the logic maker. So right now we making everything from scratch, completely manually, how it was working before, like in previous versions. Okay, so for the slide director, it expects at least a couple keyframes. So let's satisfy this requirement. So I'm going to have a couple stop points. First, so here there's also good habits to work with transition logic layers in the same way. What I mean, first of all, to use to have at 0 point in the timeline the stop point with the name O. Actually, this name is only one obligatory name in the transition logic layer. So all other stop points can be called whatever you want. But there is a second my recommendation to have all the time. If you have O as an out stop point, then you also can have second stop point where the graphics should be appeared on the screen. Use the same name everywhere. You can use whatever you want. I'm just using in because this is the most short version that I came up with. And why I'm using here caps, like capital case and uppercase, just because to follow the rule of naming this stop point, because this one have to be named as O, like a big one. And in order to follow this rule, I'm not coming up with my own system of naming here, just use the same approach. So I'm using here capital case. Okay, so I guess so for now, for the toggle plugin, it's okay to have stop points. Yes, finally we don't have any errors, and the slide somehow works. But for now, it's not possible to see how does it work for real. Okay, so what I should do? Let's make a control scene or leaf scene or whatever you can call it. And let's create a new scene again. So for now, actually, I'm using the name of the toggle layer, but as you can see, I'm not following this rule, like with the small s, because I want to follow my own rule of the scene naming. But at the same time, it's also good to know that the name of the scene is reflecting the toggle layer naming. So that's also will make the life much easier for you when you have the same naming everywhere. Okay, so for this scene, I'm going to make almost the same, like using the object name for the main container and for the inner container, I can call it whatever I want. Let's also use the same naming what I could use for the transition logic layer. Okay, so next one I would like to put here maybe some picture here. Okay, yeah, and by the way, right now I'm working in the classic mode. By default, this version of VizArtist works with new VizEngine renderer. So if you want to keep the classic mode as a default one, you can go to the config and go to where is default values. Yeah, and here you can switch from VizEngine renderer to the classic one. So I'm working mostly with the classic. Yeah, still. So I switched it to the classic one. So that's why when I created a scene, it's already in the classic. Okay. So this is not just a picture. Should be not just a picture. A static one. It should be like a drop zone or like a placeholder where I can change this picture. And for that, of course, I need to use a control image. Where is this? Oh my god, my interface is so small right now. Okay, that's fine. And when you add this control plugin, you can see that the control object was automatically added to the main container in this scene. So, and this plugin is very important for transition logic because specifically here you can define that this scene will go as a sub scene for the master, for the background scene. And as you can see here, you can switch between for now for the default value with for the default behavior without transition logic. You can switch the layer with layer as like where is this? Okay, so there is not enough space for that. Okay, so this works with like how to name it? Like this is the original three layers of VizEngine, and when you don't use transition logic, you can choose in which layer this scene will be uploaded when you start playing it. But when you switch to transition logic, you can see that there is no these three buttons, because transition logic can work only in middle layer. So that's good to know that there is no possibilities to have two transition logic system at the same time in the same engine. Okay, so here I need to define three things to connect this live scene to the master scene. Of course, I need to define what is the background scene, or like I can call it like that. Also, next one is a layer identifier. Layer should be called exactly as you named the container with toggle plugin and the director, where this toggle plugin created his keyframes. Okay, so this will be slide. Nice. And state identifier. So that explains the system that in which stop point we should get to. Okay, but the graphic itself is not prepared yet. Let's fix it out. And for that, I'm going to stretch this picture from corner to corner, like to fill up all this area of the screen. And of course, I can use this button, just scale the object to not the image size, but to screen size. But just good to know that's if you work with the image without any geometry, then you will have every time a bit different size. When you upload a different picture with different resolutions, then you will have a different result. If you want to stabilize how it's rendered, you have to use geometry. For example, we can use the simple rectangle, and only having the geometry allows you to make sure that the picture will be always stretched accordingly to fill up all this canvas. Okay, so for now I can click this button. By default, the picture has not right mode of mapping, So I need to switch from linear to vertex. Now it's good to go. Only maybe one thing I want to have here. As you can see, the control image have field identifier. So probably you already know that it's very important to have a distinguishing field identifier for different control elements in your scene, but it's not widely used approach that you can use not only numbers. Actually, you can do something like that. It's absolutely valid naming, and if you want to make a like sorted list of IDs, so then maybe you can use this approach, like using the number in the beginning, use maybe a dash, and the name here. Because sometimes the description is not visible for some playouts in some use cases. As far in my experience, it's always good to have such meaningful naming in ID, in field identifier. So right now, yeah, you can see here some address to this picture. So if you want to have something different as a default one, it's always better to delete it and put some picture here to have it as a placeholder. So I'm going to put here some something specific. Okay, something like that. Now I can save it. So now actually we did everything that we need to have a transition logic scene or even set up. So next step, what we can do is to test how does it work. And you can also notice that there is more items in my folder. When I unselect this filtering, maybe it's not so obvious, but actually these buttons works exactly as filters. So you, for example, you can even select two filters at the same time. By default, it works as a radio button. So for example, you can check and uncheck these radio buttons. And if you uncheck everything, then you can see absolutely everything that is stored in this folder or project. And you can notice that here, two objects with the same naming, but first one has a S symbol and second one G, because the second one is geometry, and geometry was automatically created when you define here that this scene is related to the transition logic system. So that helps playouts to play transition logic like fluently. Because in the old way of working with transition logic, in the main scene, in the background scene, actually this system loads not the scenes, not the original scenes, but their copies stored as a geometry. It was the old approach. For now, it's fine to have only scene, because in the new approach you can use like a subsystem, subscene approach, and yeah, if you change something in the original scene, you don't need to recreate a geometry and use them directly in the main scene. Okay, so how can we test it? So first of all, what we can have here, it's just open the Logic Maker tab. If you don't have it, you can go here, of course. Where is this? Yeah, this. The Logic Maker is there. So we can start it, and now we have it. So we can click and see the difference. Of course, for now, there is no visual differences, because we don't have any extra graphics elements here. But at least we can click here and see how this scene is loaded into this sub-tree with the toggle plugin. So now you can notice that there is two containers, like a subcontainer for the toggle with the A and B naming. And what does it mean? That's pretty obvious. That's they are used to make smooth transitions between A and B side. Especially, it's important when you have the same scene and you need to have like a crossfade or some cross animations between two identical scenes, but with different content. For that, of course, you need to upload the control scene 2 times and control them separately. Okay, I'm reading your comments. Okay, yeah, I see that. Yeah, dash is not recommended way to name the control identifier. Yeah. You know, I just showed that because I wanted to show the way how it's possible to make a sorted by something in the beginning. Like we can use the numbers to make it sorted from top to bottom. But of course, yeah, if dash is not the best way to use to name it, then we can avoid it. Maybe we can use dot, but as far as I remember, dot is used for also for like a sub control things. So if I call it like this, then yeah, you can see the fields are like become nested. So you can use the dot to organize your controls in like in a kind of folders, you see. So okay, so for now I can just leave it as it is, like just a slide, and now it's more readable and simple to keep it for all the type of playouts. Okay. Yeah, and I see Evan mentioned that it's okay to use dashes if you don't script if you don't have TypeScript in your template builder. Yeah, thank you. Okay, let's go further. And for now, yeah, maybe I need to mention one important thing. For example, right now, when I click here in order to show control scene inside the master scene, then it used to be very dangerous to click save button. I know that for now it's not an issue, but also I know that some of you are still using VizArtist version 3.14. As far as I remember, unfortunately it's still pretty actual version for some TV channels, and yeah, I think that's important to mention that if you have not like a version below 5, then it could be very important to you to know that if you click save button at the same time having something inside the toggle subtree, then your VizArtist will crash. that's it. That's very important to know. And in order to be able to save it, you also have to know about this very important button here. And to get to this button, you need to click Show Advanced and scroll all the way down and click this button, Delete Containers of All Cached Objects. And when you click it, it clears up the contents of this subtree of the toggle plugin, and now it's safe to click safe to click save. Yeah, actually like this. Okay. For now, for this version, it's not the case. I hope. Let me click save. Whew, yes, it's working good. And now, what we can do? We need to test it. How does it work for real production? So how it will work when I need to switch between one slide to another. I cannot do this here, at least as far as I know. Of course, I can make two scenes, like I can call like slide 1, slide 2, and here I will have two scenes, and now I will be able to switch between them. But okay, I'm going to show the old approach for now, and to make it work more like production-like. Okay, I'm going to close everything, switch to on air to be able to work with the template wizard. And here I'm going to make a new template based on specifically slide scene. Of course, it's very important to remember that you don't need to touch the main scene. The background scene is not the target for playouts, because of course you can make a template for loading the main scene, but it's not the good approach. So the best practice is just don't touch the main scene and control everything only through the live scenes. Okay, let's make them. And here you can make sure that everything is exactly as you expect. And okay, let's do some simple stuff that I always do. I'm increasing the font size, I'm increasing the size of objects to make it more usable for operators. And now I'm going to save it. Maybe I can create a new concept for that. Okay. Something like that. And name it exactly as I named the scene. So now maybe I need to reselect. Okay, that's good. Oh, really? I already have it. In this case, when you have multiple templates with this, a lot of templates, then maybe you can easily get to this message that you already have this template name. In this case, I prefer to use some prefixes. Let's use something like that. And using these prefixes, I can easily distinguish them, because actually concepts are not working as a folder like most of the people can expect from the concepts. Actually, concept looks like and work like a tag. So you can technically place one template in several concepts at the same time. Oh, I'm getting the messages, supporting messages from my friend. Nice. Hello. Okay, and now, so I can save it. Of course, I can play with this system in this mode, like in the run mode. But here you cannot have multiple templates with different content. So here I'm going to use the director. So if you just created the concept, of course, it is not existing in the list. What you can do, right button, click, refresh, and now, of course, I need to wait a little bit. Now I have it. So in this case, I can have multiple windows, but by default, if I open, it's automatically close the previous one. If I double click with the control, then you can see the @ sign on the window naming. Then it means that you like stick this template to be always visible. So in this way, I can open multiple windows as much as I can. So oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot to do a very simple thing, but very important. I need to allow this control to accept pictures from Graphic Hub. So I don't have any media search on my computer. I would like to be able to like open it as a file, and this RGB to be able to open it from Graphic Hub. Okay, let's open it again. Now, yes, now it's possible to choose a picture from Graphic Hub. So here I'm going to open 3 of them. Whoop, no. Okay, I will use a bit different pictures just to make it more distinguishable. Like a black one, white one, and I don't know, maybe something, no, another dark one. Okay, that's great. I use Ctrl B hotkey in order to hide the side panel. Okay, and let me put it somewhere like that, or maybe I can do something like this. Yes. So now I can start playing with this. Okay. Start this one. Start that one. Okay, so you can tell me that it's okay, it's already working and it's fine to have it. Yeah, and in general, of course, it's fine to have such solution for a very simple, I don't know, video wall. But probably you have something on the background. When you don't have any picture on the video wall, I bet that you have some video background or different kind of backgrounds. So let's quickly create like just a temporal one. Oh no, if I use background naming here, then it will be yeah confusing with the transition logic naming. Let me use something else, like maybe like a video, maybe on the background. No, don't use let's just maybe just BG or something like this. Okay, and in this scene, I'm going to, for now, I'm just going to add just a picture. I'm not going to make a video. Let's use something very contrast. So in this case, this picture will be static, so I don't care about the geometry. So I don't need to, satisfy it. I intentionally choose this very colorful and contrast picture in order to show you one interesting moment. Okay, let's call it object and use the object, control object. Control object, okay. And here I need to specify that this scene will go to the back layer. Okay. And okay, let's make a template for this. Maybe I don't need to create even the template. But okay, let's have it. So the background. Okay, I'm going to put here just a letter like background. Course. Whoop. Something like this. Okay, transition logic for stream. That will be background. Okay, good. Next one, I'm going to play this scene. Refresh. Let's see how it will be refreshed. How quickly? No, I did something wrong. Let's see. Maybe I forgot to put it in a specific concept. No, probably. Let's call it like that. Yeah. I forgot to put it in the correct concept. So for that, I'm going to, delete this and okay, so it's not possible. Yeah, that was good. Yes, finally. I did it for this specific concept. Okay, nice. So now I have a background. I can also play it like that. And now I'm going to play with the slideshow. Now, I don't know how fluent the picture is for you, as how many FPS do you have on your side, but you can notice that in between of the transition, the background, it's become visible. I think that it's not what you're going to have on the real production. So what we should do? So technically, first of all, I need maybe to explain what's happening, because right now we have a transition as a classic crossfade, which looks like definitely like X graphics in the stage animation, and as you can see in the middle we have the moment when both pictures have 50% of alpha channel of transparency. So that's why when I click play next slide, you can see this smooth transition, but at the same time you can see in the middle very, very visible background. So how we can fix it? First of all, we need to achieve the result when we have shown the next picture from 0 to 100 before the previous picture starts disappearing. So the graph should be looking like not like X, but it should looks like a more more something like this. Like first of all, the next picture is appearing, and only after that the previous picture should disappear. Okay, how we can do this? Let's go to this thing. And in the main scene, you can notice that we have 4 special, with special directors that was created automatically along with main toggle plugin or main toggle director. And here you can see the main part of the naming of these directors. It's AX, AX, AO, BX, BO, and the most interesting for us right now it's AX and BX, because X in this case means exactly what you would expect. This is a crossfade animation. Oh, okay. Hello, Alexei. Okay, so let's get back to this. And as you can see, there is this identical animation for the alpha channel for the object slide A and for the object slide B. So as you can see here, the playhead works. So let me let's see, like, rephrase it. So when you start playing next slide, then playhead in AX and BX works all together. So for example, if right now we have A as an active side of this toggle layer, then the situation will look like this. When the playhead on this director located on the right side, and the playhead on the B side located in the beginning. So when you play crossfade, then this playhead will play from right to left, and this one will play from left to right. In order to show it, maybe it's better to make a duplicate of this scene, like this. And for this slide, I'm going to change the default picture just to make it more distinguishing. Okay, let's use something like that. Oops, yeah. And let's go back here. And now, okay. Why it's not happy? Okay, slide. That's nice to have it on the stream. Okay, let me open again and see. Oh my god, come on. I'm opening the wrong scene. Yes. So let's open this slide and click and open this slide. And at the same time, I need to put this background scene into the background for real, in order to see how does it work. And now when I click here and there, you can notice that's the transition. How does this transition work? And now I'm going to show you how does it work in stage. So when I click, you can notice that how does work the animation in AX and BX directors. And of course, in the situation when you have this to picture with a 50% of transparency, you can see through them and notice some crazy background. And right now, you see the static one, but if you have the video on the background, then it will be much more annoying and pretty visible for viewers of this TV program. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I need to actually to make sure that first of all it plays from 0 to 100 and wait until the second one will disappear, or what I should say. So when I change the duration of these animations, then I will have actually the same issue, but with a different speed. You see, the same issue. So in order to fix that, what I need to do, I need to extend this animation to make the waiting time exactly equal to the time it's needed to appear this element on the screen. So for example, if I have 0.5 to play in the animation, then I need to have extra 0.5 seconds to just to wait. Yeah, for that I'm going to copy this keyframe. If you don't know, you can copy it easily with the pressing C button on the keyboard. Just in case. I mean this button. Okay, so just pressing this button and drag and drop by mouse. So now I have animation with the duration of 1 second. So how it will work for now? And now, as you can see, there is no bad effect that I would expect from the default behavior. Okay, I need to read some comments. Oh yeah, that's good. Good advice to use image proportion in classic pipeline. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, for sure. yeah, for now it's not the topic, so I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. Just but even if I'm doing this scene as simple as possible, even in this case, I'm trying to keep it as a production as production as possible. So, for example, I easily can imagine that. I'm not. It's not. Sorry, that's the wrong word for that. It's not my imagination actually. I saw it multiple times when you encounter with real production. Usually, designers who are preparing pictures for broadcasting, they know the proportion, they know the format, they know the resolution of this picture, and in the most cases, it's enough to keep this thing as simple as I have right now without extra plugins, because they know if they prepare correct image, then it will be always yeah, stretched in proper way. So it is pretty safe, even if they prepare some not nicely proportional picture, then they will have the bug on in production. So yeah, maybe it's always it's a bit controversial, but maybe it's good one to see it in the wrong one, in the wrong proportion. Maybe it's not. So in general case, of course, it's better to use some tooling that helps people to avoid any mistakes on the final picture. Okay, so actually the stream is already going for 1 hour, and for now, I think this is the good moment to ask you ask me a question and give me a feedback, or just let's make it more interactive. I appreciate that Evan helps me to to don't forget some tricky moments in creating the scene. Ashat, nice to see you. you are you're also here, and that's so great. Yeah, this trio. Why not? Yes, that's a good idea to play with this trio, of course. So right now I have only one with engine with one on the one machine. So okay, doesn't matter. So that's it's a tricky moment to use this trio on the same machine with the VizArtist, but I will show you how you can test it. Okay. Ooh, I need to delete this extra stuff. I played with this. Okay, so in this trio, of course, I need to do the same thing that I did for Pilot. So I need to import, where is this? Yeah. I need to import the control scene or leaf scene, you name it. Okay, so here I can define some picture, save it, press enter, use another picture, save it, enter, and maybe I can create a couple more. I don't know what else, maybe some more real picture. Okay. So right now I have only one engine on my machine. So in order to play, I cannot use these buttons like take in and take out. So in my case, I can use only this function, this context menu, directly in the page list in the playlist, and you can just click here direct play, a direct take, and now it's working as it should. So now you are able to test it. And yeah, by the way, I forgot to import the background as well. I need to open it, and let's save it as well. And direct take this one. Okay. And now if I do a direct take, you can see the new picture on the screen. And if I click out, then you will see the background. Nice. So that's the way how you can test your transition logic directly on the same machine where you were working on the transition logic. Okay, what else? Yeah, about the recording, I guess, I assume and I believe that YouTube will record this video. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure about that. I'm just hoping so that it will be recorded. I'm pretty sure, but you know, it's my first experience, so let's see how it will be in the end. If not, then I don't know. Maybe I can repeat with the same content. Okay, so I would invite you to ask me any extra questions. During that, I'm going to make one more feature with this scene. I'm going to switch first of all to VizArtist. The question is there any problem of having one layer in the middle and another in back layer? So not a problem at all. Actually, the original idea of like the basic technical idea of this engine is to have having three layers, independent three layers, and they are working like layers in Photoshop. So you can consider that the back layer will be always on the back. Middle layer will always hover and cover, and I don't know, it will be rendered always on top of the back scene, on the back layer, and the front layer will be always on the front, despite the distance from the camera inside those scenes. So these three layers are almost identical. The main difference may be here that the only middle layer supports transition logic scene. So you cannot put any transition logic in the back or on the front. So that's important to keep in mind. But at the same time, if you have like a plain simple scene, you can choose in which layer it will go, and yeah, you can play them separately, independently from each other. So you can do this. So at least, and also they are independent by default out of the box. But if you want, of course, it's possible to connect them somehow. For example, you can write script, you can write some action keyframes in your director, and you can trigger some animations on the background from middle layer or from front layer. You can toggle, or you can switch something on the middle layer and vice versa. So you can connect them. It's not a topic for this video, but yeah, it's possible to connect them. But by default, they are completely separate. Okay, so what I wanted to have here. Oh, sorry, that's yeah, the difference between transition logic and the Dugin logic. Yeah, that's also a good topic to make it as a separate video about that. Maybe later I can just conduct a special stream devoted to my Dugin logic, because it's a bit different approach. Because in case of transition logic, you have just a lot of control scenes, so you have to control everything by scenes. So if you want to have something, if you have something to control, as a layer, as an independent item in your scene, you have to create a dedicated scene for this layer. In my approach, I have only one scene for everything. So first of all, it's very convenient for developing. So I build up my system first of all from developing perspective to make developing developing, I mean, creating new elements, but also updating the old ones. For example, I quickly found it's not so convenient to have multiple transitions between stop points in toggle animation. For example, if you have only one in stop point, then it's very easy. But when you have multiple, like 3 or 4 states in one transition logic layer, then it's become just a mind blowing. It's not physically not possible to maintain this scene. Of course, you have the logic maker that helps you to at least to build up the system of the system of stop points in your director. But in the end, if you want to have some interesting animation inside your scene, it's not possible to fully how to say, to fully control it. You cannot see it until you make a template in VizPilot or VizTrio or wherever you want, and it's very hard to test altogether. If you want to have 4 elements in one scene working all together with very different and sophisticated interaction, then that's really hard to test. That's really hard to maintain. And just one simple thing that I also can mention about the Duden logic, that's automatically put the playhead in the beginning. So yeah, I encountered so many times the cases when I forget or someone else forget to put the playhead exactly in the beginning of the stage. Yeah, I know that's that's a kind of responsibility of the developer, but I had so many situations in my life, on my job, that someone asked me to add something, someone asked me to change something very quickly, and you have many priorities at the same time. Yeah, it's overwhelming, and people running around yelling, like it's like a big stress for all of us, and it's very important to be sure that if I change something and if I click save, then I'm okay. So I can save and don't think about that I have to put the playhead exactly on the 0 position in this thing. Let me read the comments. So Alexei asked why might you need execution logic in addition to the functionality of transition logic? Yeah, that's a difficult question for me, because at the same time it's a good idea to use execution logic, but at the same time I noted that for most designers, for most graphic developers, it's pretty complicated thing to use execution logic. It's pretty, it's not easy language to understand, and as far as I know, most of the users of VizArtist just ignore execution logic. So it's not user-friendly language, and it's not user-friendly interface. So maybe at some moment, if they will have some interface to control the execution logic, not by writing this code, maybe it will be nice. Or Maybe they already have, and I don't know. Yeah, it's also possible. Okay. So yeah, actually, yeah, I like the execution. They added the execution logic in general because it's makes more opportunities to control the graphics in a in an official or correct way. But you know, yeah, that's really complicated language and syntax for regular user of these programs. Yeah. Okay. Let's add one more thing. What I wanted. Oh yeah, I switched. Which version of the layout I used? Oh yeah, probably this one. Yeah, let's close that one and get back the layout. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I want to add one simple thing. Maybe it's also nice to have some subtle animation for the slide, just to make it not so primitive. I want to make just a regular scaling animation. So in order to do that, I'm going to have this effect. Like the picture will start from the scaling like this, and it will be settle down to the full size of the screen. So how I would do this for real scene? As far as you can see here, the scale is yeah, that's not like easy to understand what is the scale of this container. It's pretty specific scaling here. So in this case, what I would do, first of all, let's repeat the same action what I did before, like yeah, keep the scaling Z as 1 and press the button scale to screen size. Okay. And in order to animate it in more maintainable way, I'm going to put one extra container here. Let's call it something like that, or maybe scale in. And only here I'm going to animate this whole scene in order to make it more understandable for even for myself in the future. So I'm going to make the scale. Usually I use this amount of scaling, but for this specific stream, I would use a bit more scaling just to make it more visible here. Why I'm doing here more distinguishing scaling, because you will see this stream on your computer, and probably you have like a monitor with a standard size. Probably you're watching this video not on the video wall, on the big video wall. That's important moment, because when you work with the large physical objects, then you have to work with these graphics a bit differently. There are two main things that you have to consider. First, it's movements. Movements should be less. Movements should be less in terms of percentage of their size. And the second one is the speed of animation. So if you are happy with the animation on your computer, even if you have a 26 inches monitor, and you are happy with the speed of animation, then please decrease the speed at least twice. Then it will be fine as well for the video wall. That's very important, because when you are happy with animation on yours or on your monitor with the like regular size of monitor, then it will be looking like I forgot the correct word for that. It would be too fast, you know. It would be a bit cheap animation on the big screen. It will look like without any weight, without any proper feeling. So okay, so right now I'm preparing these graphics for you for watching this video on not screens with the real size of monitors. So that's why here I'm doing a bit more scaling. Not 5%, but 10%. Okay. So I'm doing, maybe I can show you two ways of doing the animation. So first one is clicking this button, set keyframe, and change the value and set another keyframe. This is one way to animate. And if you don't know, you can also animate it like this. You can drag and drop the container from the stand tree and place it here, right button, and you can add any keyframe what you need here. And there you can change the value. Okay, so now we have this effect. Nice, and I would like to also to change the way of easing. So in the beginning, I would make it linear, and yeah, for these two. Okay, just don't irritate me. I'll make a linear for all these three axes. And for the last one, I'm going to make more smooth, or maybe like this. 80. Here will be also 80. Oh, come on, let's make 80 here. So the animation will be like that. And if I'm happy here with 1 second, because I'm watching it on the screen, so for the real video wall, I would make it as 2 seconds. Right now, I feel it like it's a bit slower than I would want to have for production. But believe me, if you have this speed on a real big screen, on a big video wall, then you will be happy with this speed. Okay. Okay. By the way, maybe I can keep the 2 seconds even for now, just to make it more distinguishing. Yeah, considering any issues with the streaming this video on YouTube. Okay. So now you can consider that this animation in the control scene will be played all the time when you play this element in transition logic. So I can switch back to trio, reload, okay, maybe. So let's play them. Okay, direct take. Okay. Interesting. Why it's not working now? Yeah, that's why I don't like work with this trio. Yeah, it feels like it's not under my control. Okay, let me switch back to in the way I like to work with. It's not finished yet. Yes. Now we can start. If you have any questions, really, you are welcome. You're welcome to ask, and maybe if it's the complex question, then it could be a nice topic for the next stream, or just for dedicated video that I can record and make it more shorter than just 1 hour video. Okay, so let's switch to an air and play the background. And now it looks much better. So of course you can make more sophisticated animation for appearing effect, but anyway, it already works pretty fine, and now it looks more like production-like. Also, what you can do in this case, if you want to have more interesting cross animation, you can also define the out animation for the control for this the control scenes. How you can do this? It's a pretty easy one, but there is some risks. I'll show you. So for now we have like in animation. If we want to have out animation, we have to make it as an animation after a stop point. So we don't need to call them these stop points in any way, just a regular stop point that will work just as a break of the animation. And here, for example, what I can do, okay, I can just maybe quickly. Oh yeah, I remember the animation of the disappearing. It's 0.5. So then I can also have the animation 0.5 seconds for this, or for this part of animation. And let's do something with this. Yeah, I could like zoom it in a bit, and let's see how it will looks like. Yeah, something like this. I will use single and use 30 here. Now it's good. And now you can consider this second part of animation as a out animation. Let's save it. And try to play. Oh yeah, that's a good question from Evan about the caching. Yeah. Oh yeah, at least you can see the effect. So the previous picture has a zoom in effect, and the next one is appearing. So yeah, of course you can, yeah, you can do whatever you want. For example, you can even make a appearing slide from right side and the disappearing to the left side. It could be a pretty complex animation. Oh yeah, about the caching, yeah. So from my side, my main solution to avoid all these caching issues was using my own traditional logic. Yeah, because if you work in one scene, you don't have any issues with the caching, because everything in one scene, and if you open it, you work on the current version. If you close it, if you save it and close it, then you are 100% sure that this scene is updated completely. So speaking about the original transition logic, yeah, that's very depends on which version of VizArtist you use. If you use new one like Viz 5.3, then you can be pretty sure about your updates in live scenes, in the control scenes, will be updated accordingly. But if you work with 3.14, then it could be an issue. If you use 3.14, then after each change of the, oh yeah, I have it already running. If you have this old version, then you have to update scene object. How you can do this? You need to open the template in your playout program and do this simple thing: refresh scene info. So this is not obligatory for the new version. So just keep in mind this is important to know only for users who works with the old versions. Like I can click, wait, Yes, when you see this message, then it means VizArtist updated your geometry object based on your changes in the control scene, in the leaf scene. Okay. So the question, what's the other options do in Toggle plugin apart of default keyframes? Do okay, yes, that's also a good question. To be honest, I I don't use them because yeah, that's always confusing me. How does it work? So the logic, yeah, the logic how does it work? It's not easy one to understand. So okay, before they added this logic maker, this was pretty nice to be able to use these buttons to test transition animation for the transition logic layer. For example, let me maybe play some graphics here. Yeah, in the old system, what I usually did, so I loaded to distinguish into different content in A and B sites, and I was able to play with animations like this. So I could see using, for example, this button to see how does these animations work in real. And it's also nice to be able to see at the same time these buttons and the stage, because in version 3.14 it's not possible. You can see either the stage or the container parameters. So what else? You can also play out and in and check how does work these two functionalities, how the site elements are appearing and disappearing, so you can debug them separately, but to be honest, from my point of view, it looks a bit obsolete and not needed. So what else? Yeah, to be honest, there is not so much functionality that I would recommend you to even to remember, because yeah, everything is yeah, either useful or not useful at all, in my point of view. You know, I could recommend to use switch if you want to debug the crossfade animation. That can be useful when you want to test it without creating a second scene like I did for this presentation. So you can just load it. You can load two different scenes and then switch them. What else you can do? Like delete default keyframes, create them again. So why it can be useful if you have some untrackable issues. Sometimes you can notice that just accidentally you have a copy of this keyframe, and you can have this issue. Like you can have two keyframes and they are placed in the same location. Then you can visually recognize that there are two keyframes on the same place. That's pity that this interface still have this issue. It would be nice to make some maybe visible signs that there are two or more keyframes on the same position. But okay, if you have this issue, then you can just click delete these default keyframes and click default keyframes again, and now you can have this default behavior. But at the same time, you can notice that these default keyframes are, ouch, sorry, I close this. Okay, what? Yes. So as you can see, every time when you click default keyframes, they are created automatically according these stop points. But in some specific scenarios, you can use them in different ways. For example, you can move these keyframes somewhere here or or do this like this. And yeah, I'm not going to explain this functionality right now. I want to keep some topics for the future streams. So yeah, that's also possible to move them. It's not obligatory to have them exactly as they are created by this button. So if you need to have specific effect, then you can move them. And yeah. The next question is which buttons are available in the toggle plugin and what each of them does. In particular, how can one delete the cached lift scenes within the master scene? Oh yeah, actually I already mentioned that. So if you have old version of VizArtist, then you have to remember this button. It helps you a lot. Like this button, delete containers of all cached objects. When you click this button, everything will be cleaned up, and you can safely click on the save button. Oh yeah, and by the way, yes, actually, thank you, Alexei, for this question, because I almost forgot to mention that I also have one script that can help you to organize your transition logic scene, because I can easily imagine a transition logic scene with multiple layers. So you can, for example, have 5 or maybe 10 or even 50 transition logic layers in one scene, and you can just you can be easily irritated to go to each of these plugins, click this button to make sure that everything is cleaned up. So all these playheads are placed in the 0 position. So for this case, I prepared a script. So you can find it in my GitHub repository. So if you don't know how to get there, you can go to my my website, and or maybe I need to add one more link here. So speaking about the scripts, you can go in a script, any script, and yeah, here this is the link to the homepage on this script on the GitHub. So, and there you can click on the root link, and here you can see all the scripts I prepared for you. So as you can see, there are much more scripts than I represented on my website, because yeah, I know there is there are not only scripts, but also some cover picture, some explanations. Maybe for some of them I have like videos and tutorials how to use it. So yeah, that's why I'm still having a lot of scripts that are not represented on my website. So speaking about the transition logic, I have this folder, TL cleanup, transition logic cleanup, and you can go to this script, click copy. Did I click it? Yes. Okay. Here, add a script. Okay, just paste the code, run it, and now you can see two buttons that can easily be applied for any scenes with the transition logic layers. So the first one, the first button, looks through all the containers in your scene and looks for toggle plugins, and for each of them it virtually pressed the button, this magic button, to delete all these cached objects in these toggle layers. So when I click it, as you can see, everything is freshed, cleaned up, and the next button set all directors to 0 position. If you click these two buttons, then you can be sure that the scene is prepared for production. So, and also like just a small bonus, it's also refreshed. It refreshes the scene tree window, just to make sure that everything is cleaned up. Okay. Multiple state for TL, yeah, it's a good also topic for the next video, I guess. So what I wanted to show the next video, maybe it's playing with these keyframes to make maybe more complex story, and just to make to understand how we can interact with these keyframes of the toggle plugin. And yeah, the second topic can be also to make several stop points for one toggle layer. Then maybe we can make some more custom interaction between animations. For example, we can have two toggle layers that both of them will trigger a third one. So how we can set up the scene or a set of control templates in order to get some more complex interaction between layers. Okay, so I think it's good for now to have a not so long video for the stream, and I'm really happy that you come to the stream. So it was nice experience for me to see how does it work, how can I organize it, how does it feel. Actually, I feel pretty alone. I can see your messages, but to be honest, I would like to have someone else on the stream with whom I can interact. Maybe next video I will make in a team. Maybe someone can. I already know one person who wanted to join me in this story, so let's see. Maybe we can organize it in this new way. So what I want to say, it's a big thanks for all of you that you are coming, and see you next time. And see you. Bye-bye.